Hey, film students, and this week we're going to talk about how to write a compelling movie review. One that's actually interesting. So now we'll get to it. Our lessons objectives today are how to identify the features of a film review and to start planning to be able to write a proper film review. To begin with some things that help you along the way. You need the title of the movie. You need the age certification or rating. You need the star rating that you're going to give it. So 1 through 4. Or 1 through 5. You can do either scale. You need a good topic sentence. You need intertextuality. Any other things that this movie relates to, brings up, talks about. You need to validate your opinion with support. You need to use any filmic terms you might use, and you need to know the genre of the movie. Whilst watching today's film, you will need to get some important information. Name of the film, the stars, the genre of the film, a little something about the plot without giving away the lovely ending, and any other relevant information that might help you, and you can always look that up. And guess what? This week's film, you're going to pick the film yourself. So this is on you. Your opinions. All right, reviews have two parts, the synopsis and the editorial. The synopsis includes what you need for watching the film, the name of the film, the main stars, the genre, the director, a little something about the plot, but never give away the ending in a review. So when you're starting a plot, you want to stop your summary of the plot. Should be no more than a few sentences anyway, and it should never ever go past about half to 2/3 through the movie. So you should not give away any important things at the end. And if there's twists in the beginning, you don't mention them. All right. The editorial consists of two things: your opinion on the film, both within the confines of the genre and within the movie as a whole. And Gerda's three questions: what is the author trying to do? Did they do it well? Should they have tried to do it? All right, editorial continuing. Remember, there are different elements of the film to consider and write about. The plot, the theme of the movie. What is the plot trying to say about the world? The genre. Does it fit in the genre? Is it a good example of the genre? If it's a horror film, does it have all the things you consider part of a horror film? Is it a romance film? Does it have that? Cinematography and imagery. How is it filmed? How does it look? How does it use the camera? Well, and admittedly, I don't expect you to be super knowledgeable about this yet. We're going to come back to these later. Commentary on the dialogue. Does it work? Is it realistic? Is it not realistic? Is it not realistic on purpose? Is it funny? Sound design and music. How does the music and sound help? How does the sound for the movie? I'd also think doing a chart like this is really helpful. Planning your information in the review. If your review is for a school magazine, it should be read by people from years 7 to 11, or grades 7 to 11. Broad audience and reasonably educated, need to be witty, entertaining. So think about your audience. Is your audience is me, who is an adult knowledgeable in movies, or is your audience your other students? You will probably have to pick that. Background information to the film. This film was written for a film festival being held at Chapel Park next weekend. It's a taster of other films that are being shown there. As a writer for the school magazine, you've been allowed to watch it to give your opinion on the types of film that will be at the festival. What is your opinion? How do you persuade or dissuade the audience? And what's your topic sentence that you're going to open with? What's your clincher? How are you going to get us there? Some other considerations, though, for movie reviews, because movie reviews are kind of a contested area. With the advent of the internet, people around the world prefer to read movie reviews online before going to a movie complex to watch it. There are several factors that can be attributed to this tendency. Firstly, people have become a lot busier and cannot waste precious time on a movie they might not like. Hence, by reading a good review, they can come to the conclusion if the movie's worth watching on the silver screen, or on television, or on Netflix, or whatever. You have to prioritize it, but you have to prioritize it by knowing what's going on. Writing a review for a movie is no cakewalk. Readers have certain specifications they expect of a good movie review writer. To be a good movie review writer, firstly, you need to be a movie buff. And that's what this class is for, right? And someone who can appreciate and criticize a movie without being biased, or if they have bias, can at least explain their bias. Because, totally unbiased opinion doesn't really happen in the world. The passion in the heart of a reviewer creates a passion within the reader to watch the movie. And sometimes you might love a movie, but you might have reasons not to watch it. This even came up. There's an example of some of the conditions that went behind the backstory of The Wizard of Oz, where people felt like, if they were giving those creators money, it would have been bad to go see that film, even though they loved the movie. That came up in one of your reviews, actually. So it's something to consider. You can always take that angle. A movie reviewer also needs to be careful, not just to reveal a complete plot, yet reveal enough to intrigue the reader who might watch the movie. Also, being a movie reviewer would mean that you need to be proficient with technical aspects of movie making. You need to know the terms. And merely writing about the story and the performances in a very amateur methodology of writing reviews. So you need to talk about lighting, cinematography, everything else, not just whether or not you like the plot and if you thought the acting was convincing. Some movies are quite intense and demand a lot of attention while viewing them. A reviewer must be one who can watch movies of any genre with the same passion and criticize without strong bias. Notice that I said strong bias, not no bias at all. Many people falter in this respect, and they end up creating a review that has more personal opinions than universally acceptable opinions. You're going to have to find your own balance. Finally, a good movie reviewer must be able to market himself or herself in the appropriate manner. There are a dime a dozen reviewers today, so who can even copy and paste reviews of other writers to make a farce review. Creating a niche for yourself and a good base of followers is the crux of a good movie review market. Also, movie reviewers are now really popular on things like podcast and YouTube, so you can live stream your movie. Once you have become an actor because followers, getting associated with a popular website or publishing on your website will be a simple thing only. So that's why I'm teaching you guys to do this. It's something you can actually do for fun, create your own following, etc. if you're good at it. All right. So remember the golden rule of movie reviewing. If you want more followers to read your review, you need to write articles that people want to read over and over. Your review should generate ticket sales for the movie or save the customer the agony of a terrible movie if it really is that bad. Use your creativity and passion to create and immerse the reader in the world of the movie. Now this week, guys, one of the things about this is you're going to be doing this on your own. And you're going to pick the movie because you're going to use me or your classmates. You can pick whether or not you're aiming at me or your classmates. Because I can pretend to be your classmates. I have that much imaginative capacity, right? To review a movie that you want to review. I'm going to let you pick it. Make sure you clear it with your parents if there's anything questionable in it. And you're going to do those movie reviews for me as either myself or as your classmates, and I'm going to review it. And the reason why I am letting you pick it this week is because I want to be surprised. I want you to review some movies maybe you think I don't know and see if you can actually do a good job and convince me of wanting to watch it. All right, guys, have a good evening. Over and out.